guys. Hello, welcome back to the pod. Been a while. We didn't even mention that we are doing episodes now once every 2 weeks. I feel like we didn't even say that, which is why it feels like a long time that we've been here. But yeah, starting.
Listen, we decided to do bi-weekly episodes because we were finding that like quality over quantity is better, and like releasing episodes bi-weekly allows us to like actually think about what we want to talk about and what we want to share. Otherwise, it's just
also gives us more time to like rack up guests, and just gives more time for like editing and stuff. So we felt like it was best to do that.
We have like at least 3 guests lined up for the rest of the year. I know there's only 2 months really left in the rest of the year, which means that we'll
probably get more too. This is just what we have like right now.
We'll have 4 to 5 more episodes for the year, right? If we're doing it on a bi-weekly basis, and most of those are going to be with guests, and we think that you're really going to like the guests. So the reason that we're doing it bi-weekly is so that we can better prepare to have these guests on, pretty much. And yeah, because we were finding that doing it every week, we were just kind of filling in episodes and just talking, and it just didn't really make any sense.
So. Also, keeping it gentle, toy drive's coming up soon. I don't know why it makes me so happy, that little toy drive.
So that's something that we want to announce. We are doing the 2nd annual Keeping It Cento toy drive. So we are going to add something on this year, and it's going to be a GoFundMe page for Sick Children's Hospital, because we're going to be adding a GoFundMe page for Sick Kids Hospital because, like, if you think about it, the kids who are in there long term, like it makes me want to cry. Like throughout COVID and stuff, they couldn't have anyone visit them. Like they're literally in there by themselves. So I feel like giving kids a Christmas that are sick, that have to be in the hospital all the time, would be a really good gift too. So we'll give you guys more information probably in the next episode, or we'll post something on the Instagram. But if you're listening to this or watching this and you want to start donating toys, feel free to contact us and we can give you the details. We'll be setting up the GoFundMe within the next week or so. So if you'd rather just donate money to the GoFundMe, of course we'll like show everyone the receipt of the money going to Sick Kids. And like last year, we're probably going to be donating the toys to Red Door Family Shelter, Red Door Family Shelter and the 104.5 Chum FM Christmas Drive. But if anyone has any other suggestions for Christmas drives, like let us know. I just know that like last year we did Red Door Family Shelter and Chum 104.5. So
they're really grateful too.
Yeah, they were so grateful. Like Red Door Family Shelter was like, I remember when like, I don't know, I've never done that before. So like bringing all those toys, I was like, holy shit. Like
Santa.
Yeah, I was like, we rounded up these people. We rounded up all these toys. Like, and it's like people who donated. It wasn't like we donated all those toys, but like it just felt good like that we were able to kind of give back. So we're going to do that again.
We have a few events coming up. I have an event in mind that I really, really, really want to do. I won't say it now just in case.
Don't say it now.
Has to do with animals as a hint.
Yeah. But anyway, so if you have toys that you want to donate, just contact us and we'll set up a meetup location time. Obviously, you have to be within the GTA, but I know that we have listeners that aren't in the GTA, so if you aren't, you can, like I said, either donate to Sick Kids, the GoFundMe that we're gonna create, or you can honestly just e-transfer or something, and like we can set up something where we can like show you the toys that we buy with the money that you donate, and we can add it to the toy drive as well. So you have 2 options. Anyways, so
weekly updates. I cannot stop. Actually, let's just start from the beginning. I had my first sports injury ever, and I jinxed myself because I was talking to someone and they're like, oh yeah, I've broken like so many bones and shit like when I was playing sports. I'm like, oh no, I've never done that before. Literally on Sunday I tore my ankle. I'm supposed to be in crutches, but I just don't wear them. Crutches. But I just feel weird. I feel like I'm just like begging for attention in those crutches.
How?
It's just like a sympathy card. Like, oh, girl.
I think a sympathy card is when friends like feel my ankle.
Yeah, it's like fucking huge. It doesn't even look like my ankle. It looks like another part of like my body on my ankle, but I'm supposed to be in crutches. I went for work. I just felt weird. I just felt like I was useless. Like I couldn't fucking do anything. But yeah, this girl like dug her cleats like in my ankle, and I was in very much pain. I was like dropped to the floor, and she was fucking laughing as I was crying. That's my biggest pet peeve, when people laugh when you cry.
Do you want to?
Oh my god, I wanted to fucking punch her so bad, but I couldn't. I was crying on the floor. She's like, it's your fault.
Also, like, we don't condone violence, but like,
don't condone violence. But someone's laughing at you while you're crying, like you should give them a little punch in the face.
I'm sure. Like, I mean, nothing. Go.
Also, this is so random.
No, my turn. I don't understand. After Halloween, and I see my mom, my sister do this. I don't get people who like Smarties. Like, you're fucking
I
insane.
fucking love
if you
Smarties.
eat Smarties, they taste like fucking rocks. The candy coating on the outside is actually food poisoning.
It's actually from bug shit.
Yeah, like I actually don't
The
understand.
red dye is made from beetle.
No, like I genuinely was watching my mom, my sister eat Smarties, and I'm like, who out of the like?
I don't even eat them like a regular person. I just like fucking like eat them like that.
Because there's so much like good candy nowadays, like in those like little fucking packs, and they pick the Smarties out of everything. Like, that's so fucking stupid.
best
Anyways.
candy, Arrow. Best chocolate, Arrow. Worst chocolate
The best chocolate is Arrow.
is Coffee Crisp. That shit tastes like stale like ass.
I'm sorry, the best chocolate is Arrow.
Arrow or Hershey is the best chocolate.
Yeah, Hershey's for sure. Anyways, I just thought I'd make note of that.
Third thing, for those of you who aren't from Toronto, you're not gonna know this person, but Debbie died. Do you know Debbie?
Oh my god, you know,
Okay, I don't know her real. Do you guys know her real name? Because I feel bad not saying her real name.
I think it is Debbie.
No, it's not Debbie. It's like Alexa something. I'm not sure. Okay, well, basically this girl died who's like, for those of you who are not from Toronto, she's like from Toronto. Okay, I've never met Debbie before. I know my.
To the old studio.
Really?
Yeah. It was one of those.
So you met her, like you know her.
I wasn't there the night she was there, but Miller knew her.
Okay, yeah.
Oh my God,
like
that's
I feel
kinda
so bad for
sad.
her because people like exploited this girl and like made fun of her and shit. So many videos, like even people I know would like record her and be like Debbie, blah, blah, and like just make fun of her. And she clearly did not want to fucking be recorded. She's like, stop recording me. But I thought people thought it was like a joke. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, and it wasn't a joke. And apparently she like OD'd. And I literally saw that on Six Post and I was like, yo, you're the same people who are like exploiting this girl and getting money for it, and then they put up a thing like, oh, raising a GoFundMe like for funeral funds, but they were the ones like,
How old was she? Because she looked like she was literally
probably
18.
my age, probably like, no, probably younger, like 16, 17, I don't know. I just thought that was really sad, and I think that
R.I.P.
that was pretty fucked. Also,
What do you guys think about Astroworld?
okay, I was gonna say I cannot stop thinking about that. That's actually fucked up. For those of you who also don't know what Astroworld, I'm sure
Okay,
everyone knows
if you don't know
Okay.
about what's going on with Astroworld, you're living under
Dude,
a rock.
I've been thinking about that since it's been on my For You page for TikTok.
Okay, it
And
reminds
I can't
me
stop thinking about it, and I'm getting anxiety, and I wasn't even there, and I'm like getting anxiety from it.
because if you think about the way that some of these people died, like I didn't know that this could be a way to die. Like
you're
you're
drowning in
literally
people.
you're drowning in people. There was some oh shit. Stand by. Hold on.
My hair too is like getting fucking stuck.
Okay. Anyways, there were some people who died because they were literally trampled on by people, and then B, there were some people who died because they were suffocated. Like they were so squished between each other that they were suffocating to death.
Yeah.
And apparently there was also some guy injecting like people in the crowd with a syringe of something. I don't know, but that's actually
I
like
saw a video of this
terrifying.
girl, like she was dead. She was lifeless body.
You saw it?
Yeah, it was on TikTok. It was actually, I can't believe I watched it all, but like, you know, when you're so intrigued, and the paramedics dropped this girl. She was dead, Sam. They dropped her, and her head was just like going everywhere, and she was fucking dead. And I was like,
That gives me
that's
chills.
someone's
That's so
literally
fucked.
kid. And I know, call me fucking excessive. I don't care. I do not want to listen to Travis Scott anymore. He like gives me bad vibes now, and I don't like it, and it gives me
Okay,
anxiety.
that's like that. There. Okay, I don't know. Like that's what I'm like tripping
Sam,
out
he
about
saw it.
because
Listen.
it's like imagine you're on stage, right, and like you're looking out into this huge. Okay, I'm not defending him at all. I'm just trying to like see it from both perspectives. And you're looking out into this huge crowd, and there's lights in your face. Do you remember when you said dance? And that was like minimal lighting.
No,
when we
Sam,
used to
I've
dance,
seen-
there's lights in your face. You can't see the crowd.
I've seen so many videos of other artists, like Machine Gun Kelly, who we also talk shit about, and this girl was having a seizure in his crowd, in the back of the crowd, and he saw it, and he told everyone to turn off the lights until this girl recovered from her seizure. Adele did it, Harry Styles. I saw like so many fucking videos, and Travis Scott apparently was like, "Who's telling me to stop my show? Like you're fucking weird. You're fucking weird."
I think he was probably he was either too fucked up to realize like the severity of what was going on, or like he's just too conceited. Like I don't fucking know.
And then people are saying
the
he's,
fact
like-
that the headline was pregnant Kylie Jenner was not injured at the Astroworld
No,
event.
the headline was fucking
No
story.
one gives a
no,
fuck
dude,
about
the-
Kylie Jenner.
The headline was Stormy throws up peace sign to fucking, like, are you fucking serious?
Travis Scott in here.
Yeah, he's
Where?
somewhere here. Oh, did you guys get rid of him?
Oh,
He was in here. That's kind of fucking creepy. And there was like grown ass fucking men like screaming Stormy's name, like Stormy, like I'm like, yo, like that's fucking. She's a baby. Like you guys are weird. Like I just
why
thought
was
that's-
Stormy there? Like, why is Stormy?
Yeah, I don't know. That
why
was so
is Stormy
fucking
there?
odd. That was so fucking odd. I don't know. I just think it's really weird. And there's also this whole like conspiracy shit about like how he was like
demonic?
sacrificing people, and that's why they. I don't.
That's fucked.
I don't think I believe in that. Like there are people on TikTok. Like there's so many like symbolic symbols in this concert. I don't know. I think it's fucked. More of the story. I was just thinking about it. We shouldn't be like.
To be honest,
We just idolize these people so much, and it's like, are they even good fucking people? Like, is Travis Scott really a good person? Like,
I don't know.
does he really make even really good music? Like, he's fucking all auto-tune. He sounds like that's how he sounds legit when he speaks, when he sings.
I went to this restaurant on yesterday. Yesterday. It was called a mall. It's downtown Toronto, and we were like there for a party, and we were talking to the waiter, and he was like, "Oh, guess what?" We're like, "What?" They're like, "You're sitting at Drake's table. This is where Drake sits when he comes here every other Saturday."
I fucking care.
I was like, sick. I'm like, okay, thanks. I
just think it's weird.
No, but that's not my point. And then we're like, oh, okay, thanks for letting us know that Drake's here every other Saturday. Why would you say that? Like, you literally just told a bunch of people, yeah, he's like, yeah, Drake's here every other Saturday. I'm like, oh, okay, so I'll come check back in next Saturday, I guess. And then I just made a joke. I'm like, okay, so like, where is he this weekend? He's like, oh yeah, he's dealing with Astroworld, like getting sued. So apparently Drake's getting sued too.
They're all getting fucking sued. They're getting sued for like negligence and like promoting a dangerous environment and shit. Like, that's fucked up.
I remember when I think I've already told this story in the podcast, but definitely nowhere close to the severity of this. But I remember when I was in like grade 9 or 10, me and my friend Cass went to Swedish House Mafia.
Oh, they're coming back, with a reunion tour or something.
Really?
A concert, yeah.
Anyways, we went to Swedish House Mafia, and we thought we were so cool going to like the mosh pit. But it was like a rave mosh pit. It wasn't like the Travis Scott mosh pit, but still. And I remember like getting caved in, and people were all like, they start to squish you. Like you actually start to get squished, and you start losing your friends. It was nowhere close. But then in my mind, when I heard about this, I was like, fuck, like just imagine that.
I don't know. We talked about before on like a really old episode about like cancel culture. I think this is one of the scenarios where you can be like, hey, fuck you. I'm like not supporting you anymore. I just think it's.
I think you should just pay. I think you should. I don't know.
You can't just be like, hey, I'm paying. Like, what the fuck's money gonna do? These kids are dead. Like,
yeah,
so fucked up. A 10-year-old died.
Really?
Yeah. Like, at least put like a fucking age restriction.
Why is a 10-year-old
because
in a mosh
there's
pit?
no age restriction on the concert. The whole point was there was like way more people than were supposed to be there in like on the grounds. So like they can fucking control everything. Anyways,
let's move on from this.
Just thought that was pretty fucked up. I'm gonna tell you guys a little story about my life right now. Fuck. So basically, recently, I've been feeling in a rut, essentially. So okay, I want to talk about this because I feel like a lot of people don't talk about this, and you always are supposed to be like this happy-go-lucky person all the time who's like really motivated and like gets up at fucking 5. I've said it before, like 5 a.m. and whatever journals and shit. So recently, this past few weeks, I've noticed I've been in a habit where like I just don't feel good, or I'm like unmotivated, lazy. I've been waking up like 11 p.m., 11:30, missing my classes and shit.
Can you pause for a second on that? No. My biggest pet peeve, like I know this has nothing to do with it because she just mentioned she wakes up at 11 o'clock, is when her alarm will go off at like 7. So like I'll wake up at 6:30, but sometimes I wake up at 7:30, like whatever. And her alarm will go off at 7, and it just doesn't stop going off because she's not going to wake up till 11. So I don't understand why someone sets their alarm. But you do.
Okay, you're going to understand once I tell you, and then you're going to feel bad for saying that.
Okay, sorry, go.
So, what was I saying now? Okay, yeah, so whatever. I've been waking up late, kind of been missing class. I haven't been to the gym in, I think, a month. I'm not even fucking kidding. Whatever. I just been feeling really unmotivated and lazy. So I was wondering, like, every time I like got up late and I would miss something or I'd miss something on my agenda, I would be like, fuck, it's just a bad day. Like, I'm just having a bad day. Oh, it's just a bad week. Like, I've just been saying it's just a bad day, just a bad day, just a bad day, until like a few days ago. I've just been recently like coming out of my rut, okay? But a few days ago, I look at my journal because I haven't journaled in a really long time either. And I look back to like beginning of September, and it was the same kind of journal entries like, I woke up late today, but it's just a bad day, don't worry, like tomorrow will be better. Wrote out what I gotta do for the next day, wake up 7 a.m, gym, blah blah blah. Didn't do that the next day. It was like a pattern of it, like kind of, and I was like, holy fuck, I've been doing this for like 2 months. That's like a long like time. So then I realized that it wasn't just like, oh, I'm having a bad day, but like I'm literally like in one of those ruts, or formerly known as like a depressive episode, kind of. I was like looking it up and researching it. I even like talked to like my spiritual like person about it, like my therapist, I guess you can call her. So you're going through like a depressive episode, and I was like, but why? Like I'm not like really depressed about anything, I guess, right now. And it's just like when you get into a habit of not doing your daily routine, you just fall into like a rut or like a cycle. And I'm not saying that. Wait, one sec. I'm not saying it's bad for you to be like, fuck, I'm having a bad day, I'm just gonna chill in bed. 1, 2, 3 days, whatever. But like I was doing it for like 2 fucking months. I like stopped doing what like got me up in the morning, and I literally was living in autopilot, and I felt like I was just going through motions. Like I had no emotion. And now that I think about it, it's kind of scary because I don't even remember the last 2 months. I just remember like getting up 11 p.m. and then going to bed, which is kind of fucked up. What were you saying? Sorry.
But I almost think it's like the opposite, because I was going to say, I feel like I've been in a rut for a long time too, but it's not like because I'm like sleeping in and not doing what I need to do. It's almost like the opposite. It's like I'm forcing myself to do things. Like I'm forcing myself to wake up at 6:30 a.m. and I'm forcing myself to go to the gym. And like sometimes like it comes with discipline. Like the gym thing, it's like, okay, it's discipline. But I don't feel good doing like my routines anymore. Like I'm just like, what the fuck am I even doing? Sometimes I'm just like, what am I doing? I literally feel like I'm a robot. I'm on autopilot. So you're saying that like you get into this mode when you don't stick to your like everyday routine, but I almost feel like it's opposite. I feel like I'm sticking too much to either too many routines or just to a routine that just like isn't serving me anymore, that I'm literally getting stuck in a rut.
It's not just about routines. I'm talking about just the way you feel mentally too. Like you're just like, but you don't know the cause of why like you feel this way or whatever. And I feel like it's not fucking like none of my friends, I'm not even just saying friends, I feel like no one just talks about like I've been really not doing much or not really doing anything, because so many people talk about they're so busy. Oh my God, I'm so busy today. I've been doing so busy this week, blah, blah, blah. Like, and then you're just kind of there like, well, fuck, what the fuck have I been doing? I've been waking up at like 11 p.m. or people will make 11 a.m., 12 p.m., whatever the fuck I'm doing. So we asked on, fuck, my phone's not died. Do you have it?
Mm-hmm. I wanted to give you guys my first signs of when to recognize you're in a rut. I have 3. So number 1 is kind of like I mentioned, is when you feel like you're on autopilot. You feel like you're literally a robot. So you wake up, go to the gym, come home, drink your coffee, breakfast. You're going to meditate now. You're going to read your chapter now. You're going to go to work, get off work, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. That I think would entail you being in a rut. And the reason why I say that is because of this quote that I recently came across. I had to save it just in case I butchered it. And it goes that if you're doing something out of obligation and not true giving, it's better not to do it at all. And by true giving, it means like to yourself.
Like feeding your soul.
Because you should be of service to yourself first before anyone else. So if you're doing something out of obligation and not true serving of yourself, then it's better not to do it at all. Like if you're beginning to wake up and you're doing your everyday routine and it's starting to feel like, I don't fucking want to do this, but I need to do it. Like I need to. It's like, no, you don't need to. Unless you're fucking... You need food and water, but I mean like everything else.
Wait, what were you gonna say? Unless you what?
Unless it's something like, okay, I need to like eat, or I need to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I just mean like the things that you write down in your journal that you need to do, you don't need to do them. The day's gonna go on, but I think that we're all so programmed, like, okay, I need to do this. This is what my goals say that I need to do, so I'm gonna do it. So that's number 1, is the robotic thing. Number 2 is when you're in an overall depressive mood, like Fran said, you just wake up with like, how else can you...
I had like no love for the world.
Yeah, like how else can you say other than like
I woke up
you're
in a
like,
shitty mood. I didn't fucking brush. I looked like shit, like a homeless Okay, that's rude. I like homeless people, but like I'm just saying, like I look like shit. Whatever.
I don't think a homeless person's gonna...
Okay, I know, but I don't want to like whatever. Looking like shit, like not really cared. My friends would text me, I like wouldn't text them back or make plans. I like didn't want to fucking go out. Like for Halloween, I was the most an anti-social person. Like at this Halloween party, guess what time I left this Halloween party at?
What?
Fucking 12:30 p.m. I was like, peace, I'm getting the fuck out of here. At 12:30. Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah, like you don't know your AMs
I don't even know my
and
PMs
apparently.
Sorry. So 12:30 a.m. I was like, peace, I'm getting the fuck out of this party. Everyone's like, we just got here. I couldn't like, my stomach physically, not that like I need to drink to have a good time, but like it's Halloween. So like my stomach physically couldn't like handle alcohol. I couldn't fucking drink. I was in a shitty ass mood.
That
and
was
I
like
left.
me.
Then I haven't been out. Like,
That was like me when the other night when I went out, I started tearing up. Like, I know this sounds like really depressing, but because it is, I was literally out and I started tearing up. I was like, I just like want to, like, I just don't.
might as
Not
well
that
be
I
my
don't
bed.
care. I'm just like, I just want, like, what am I doing? I would just stop. I would just start tearing up. Be like, what am I doing? Like, I know this sounds excessive. Some people are like, okay, it's not that serious, but like, that's the overall depressive mood that you're in. You're like forcing yourself to do things. And then number 3 is waking up with anxiety. And you like, if you know, you know. That's pretty much it. Like that feeling when you wake up and you're just already anxious. Like you're anxious about like things that might happen throughout the day. Like, oh, I might have to do this at work and it's already giving me anxiety, or I might have to have this conversation with someone, or I might whatever the fuck it is. Like I don't know how else to explain it other than like when you wake up and you're already anxious. If you've never felt that before, then you won't know what I mean. But that's also another way that you know you're stuck in a rut, because it'll happen like for a long period of time. And like that's what's been happening to me. Like I thought it was like just a job or like just something that was making me feel that way, and it's not. No matter, you could be like happier with the new job you have, or you could be happier with this like new guy you're dating or whatever the fuck it is, but you might still be waking up with that sense of anxiety, and that like goes deeper. So I personally think that those are the 3 telltale signs, at least for me, that I've noticed in my patterns. But we have also asked.
Wait, I have a big one that happened to me. My big one is going back and returning to old habits that like no longer served you, if that makes sense. Like I think I've grown a tremendous amount from like last year and 2 years ago, just in the way I do things, the way I let people talk to me, the way I let people treat me, the way I treat people. Like I think I've changed mentally. I no longer like take some shit that was given to me 2 years ago, and I like pride myself for that. But not only like my physical habits, like, you know, stop, like I not going to the gym anymore or waking up late, because I was waking up early and I was going to the gym and I was journaling, having my good breakfast, and like being happy-go-lucky and like just being in an overall positive mood. So like, yeah, I stopped going to the gym. I stopped whatever, working out and shit. But also just going back to situations that now that I look at it, I'm like, what the fuck did I do that? Like that was stupid and it no longer served me, and like it makes me feel guilty and like shit. Like talking to certain people, I'm not gonna obviously say who, because like whatever, but talking to certain people, or like the way I let other people talk to me or treat me. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Like, or the way like I like make myself for certain people or try to please certain people so I look like different, like look better in like their light. I don't know if this makes sense. I think it does. But anyways, like just returning to old habits, it's very, very hard to break a habit, but very, very easy to like relapse on a habit. And once you do relapse on that habit, it's just like a spiral, and it like keeps going and going, and you can't stop until you literally like, hey, I need to wake the fuck up and like just change my mindset. And somebody wrote in a very like good thing, and I'm gonna read it right now. Her handle is Life with Hallucination.
Her name's Mary.
Her name's Mary. Her handle, I said, is Life with Hallucination.
No, I know. I'm just saying her name's Mary.
And she said that,
well, we
asked what are some ways you motivate yourself to get unstuck? And she says basically just like faking it till you make it. And she was like, basically means you're tricking your mind and saying I can do it. Eventually you do make it, but the whole point is, even in dark, scary times, you're still doing it. Even though it's fake, you're tricking your mind and body, saying fuck it, yeah, I can do it. And your mind is like reading into it, basically, which I felt was a good way to explain this, because eventually when you think positive thoughts, even though you're not feeling positive, you're gonna like attract that into your life. So I thought that was a good like little tippy thing for me. Ways to get, my big way that I'm doing now to get unstuck is just like, sounds so like kind of cringy and like weird, but just like being kind to yourself. It's not cringy, actually. That's not cringy. Just being kind to yourself and like giving yourself patience and time, and realizing that like it's just a phase. Because if you keep thinking to yourself like, okay, it's just like a bad day, tomorrow I'll do it, tomorrow, like it's not. Like for me, it went by so fucking quick in those 2 months that where I was in this state, and like I felt like I was doing nothing.
To be honest, like I wish I could give more of advice on how I get unstuck, but I don't really know, because I'm currently trying to work on getting unstuck. Like all I can say is like from the outside looking in, when you're looking at someone, you wouldn't think that they're in a rut, right? But like some people really are just in that rut. And I don't know how you, like I said, I don't know how like each person defines a rut. It's just like the way you feel, and you know that you feel that way. And it's like, is everyone in a rut all the time? Because if you're never
Well,
actually,
no one goes
if
around
you're
saying,
never,
"Oh fuck, I'm in a rut." I'm
no,
like,
but
in a
if you're
depressive
actually,
episode.
if you're not ever actually, okay, I'm sure there's people out there that are perfectly content with every aspect of your life. But if you're not, then technically you're in a rut in a certain aspect of your life, right?
Yeah, but I'm saying like in all aspects of your life. Like you just feel like you're in a rut.
This is what I was gonna say. I think that one thing in your life can trigger you, and like you have to identify what that thing was that triggered the rut and the spiral of effects. But I think that a way that I'm trying to motivate myself to get unstuck and out of this is to not overwhelm myself with so many goals and things to do. Like we've touched on this so many fucking times, but just like the oversaturation of things to do to try and like heal yourself. Like let's journal, let's meditate, let's read a book. Like it actually like that's almost what gives me, I don't know, like I'm trying to figure it out because like I go in between two phases, right? Like I really want to better myself and like personal development junkie, because that's kind of like how I am. But then on the other side, it's almost like I feel like I'm trying to crunch in reading, meditating, journaling, fucking setting goals all in the morning time, because then I have to go to work.
If you don't have time for it, you don't have time for it. That's the whole point. Like that's the whole thing.
I know. So what I'm trying to do is set small goals for myself, like maybe just like read in the morning just to sharpen my mind, and that's it. Like not do all these things, and working towards smaller goals in the end will help you get towards your bigger goals, and you'll start to see things change.
That's actually true. Sorry, because instead of like taking things off my list and starting small, I fucking add yoga to the list of things to do in the morning when I wake up at 6 a.m. even though I don't wake up at 6 a.m. So I put add yoga. So I look in the morning when I woke up. I woke up a bit earlier. I'm like slowly getting out of it. I woke up at 9 a.m. Okay, my classes don't start till like 3. So for those of you who think I just fucking sleep all day, like I don't. But my classes start too late. I don't want to sound like I'm lazy, but like whatever. I woke up at 9 a.m. Did a lot of shit in the morning, got a lot of shit done. But I look at my list and it says yoga for 15 minutes. Like I was like, I'm not fucking doing yoga in my bed right after I wake up in my dark
That goes
room.
back to if
I was just
you are
thinking about
doing
it. Like, am I
something
really
out
gonna
of
do fucking yoga right
obligation.
now? Yeah, I'm like, do I even like yoga? Like, no. So I'm not gonna just fucking start planking in the middle of my room.
Another tip of mine like tip that I'm actively trying to incorporate is,
Does my voice sound extra deep to you today?
no, it always sounds like that. You're just probably really hearing it.
Jeez, it's like really fucking deep.
Another way that I'm trying to like actively incorporate on getting unstuck out of a rut is inspired action. So I feel like people who are like really
Why'd you do it like that? Like inspired action?
I don't know. People who are really goal oriented, or just like people who always have like so much running through their head, are a lot of the people that like get really bad anxiety because you don't know what to act on when. So I'm trying to like A, slow down, and B, act on the action that's inspiring me in that moment, rather than be like, okay, I gotta write this down, I gotta do this later, because that's what overwhelms you. Like, for example, I don't fucking know, like, oh my God, okay, I want to make a TikTok for the podcast about this. So like, instead of writing down that we need to do it, I'll just be like, friend, let's do this TikTok. Or I'll be like, I'll start writing the notes for the TikTok. Like, instead of being like, okay, I'll add this to my list of things to do for my calendar, blah, blah, blah. Like taking inspired action. Does that make sense? I don't know. Or hey, or like if you're like, oh my God, I really want to apply to a job like at this place. Instead of putting it on your to-do list and making yourself more overwhelmed with all your goals, just fucking really quick go. If you're not on a computer, go on your phone, look up the place you want to like apply that job at, and just do it right then and there. Like have your fucking resume handy. Like I just think taking what did I say? Inspired action will kind of like lessen the pressure of like having more and more goals. Like one day, like you, if you're just like, you know what, I want to do yoga. Let me put it every morning. I'm going to do yoga. Like, no, if you want to do yoga right now, just fucking stop, place down the mat and do some fucking yoga. And I think that is like also practicing being mindful in the moment, in the present moment. And I just feel like that's something that needs to be incorporated. And then lastly, you can use my phone. Lastly, I think that it's good, at least for me, I don't know for you, but because you kept saying that like every day you're like, oh, it's just a bad day. But I think for me, I think it's good to recognize that it's okay not to go through with something. For example, on Saturday, I had an exam and I was really not prepared for this exam, but it was a goal of mine to do this exam before the end of November. I'm like, it's on my fucking board. I need to do this exam before the end of November. and I canceled the exam. Like literally on the day of the exam, I canceled it and I'm going to reschedule it. And for a bit, I felt like shit. I was like, fuck, like I had this exam scheduled. I really wanted to do it. But then after I'm like, you know, it's fine, like not to go through with something if I don't feel ready in that moment. Like I'm not going to beat myself down because then you're going to be in more of a rut because you're just fucking piling all this like pressure on top of you. So I think it's okay to like not go through with things sometime. Like it's okay to be like, okay, you know what? Like let me give myself some rest. Let me give myself a break. I'm not ready. And fucking that's it.
Read some of the
Mic drop.
read some of the things because we got some good responses. I was just looking at my notes right now and you've seen the TikTok where it's like, fun fact about me, I'm never
Here.
calm ever. Ask me why I have Halloween 2022 as a list on my recent list.
Yeah, like see, that's what I mean. It's like
Christmas gifts for people. Well, I guess that's like reasonable. See, look, nightly journal. What gave you energy today? What drained your energy? What I'm grateful for? Morning journal affirmations. Ask me if I do these. Like
you don't.
I just put them in my
Because
fucking notes.
It's just like more work.
Yeah.
Okay, go.
Okay, how do I find these now?
So the end of the podcast, we're gonna read some of your guys' responses, like not like from Instagram that we asked, because we asked how you guys personally get unstuck. So it kind of varies
How
from
the
what we
fuck do I
said.
find archived?
No. You go.
Oh, here, yeah, okay, here. Okay, so some people said what symptoms or signals do they kind of get when they feel like in a riot?
Can't focus. In a riot.
In a rut. Obviously can't speak either. So someone said can't focus on a task, no motivation, not wanting to make plans / effort. How to get unstuck. Exercise, which yeah. Like for me, like that didn't work. Like I didn't even want to exercise. Like I was just fucking, and then I tore my ankle and I was like, fuck, I literally can't exercise, which I feel even more like shit. So I use fake it till you make it. It's hard, but it pushes me, reminds me I can do it. Someone said, fuck motivation, that comes and goes. Focus on discipline. Discipline is doing what you hate to do, but nonetheless doing it like you love it. Mike Tyson.
Yeah, I think that comes with like certain, like I don't know, like I think that there's a fine line between like being disciplined and like I just said, being okay with saying no to things or like not going through with it, because I definitely think that like you're not going to get anywhere really without discipline. Like, you know what I mean? You'll
It's
just
true.
sit at home all
Motivation
day.
does come and go.
Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like I have not been motivated to go to the gym, but I've been fucking forcing myself to get in my car in the morning and just go, because after I go, I know how good I feel and I know in the long run that it's hopefully paying off.
Someone said spa nights in, reading, phone on do not disturb.
Yeah.
My phone on do not disturb at night is the best thing I've ever done in my fucking life. It's the best. I'm not tempted because see right now, sleep well, it says do not disturb. I'm not tempted to like go on my phone. I get no notice and like it's the best.
I need to start doing that, because you know what fucks me up? You know what fucks me the
Look
fuck
at my alarm
up?
right now. Look, what would say 6:40 a.m.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, it's late right now. I'm not going to wake up at 6:30 tomorrow. But anyways, what fucks me up is that, like, for my work, like, some of our clients are in a different time zone. So when I wake up in the morning, I see messages from the night before, like from like now, like they'll start sending messages at 1 a.m. because it's whatever their time.
That's
so
so
I'll
weird.
wake up in the morning and the first thing I see on like WhatsApp or whatever is like those messages for work. But I still have a couple hours before I start work. So my morning, I'm already just like compartmentalizing what I need to do for the day. And I already fucking get anxiety. So this podcast just reminded me I need to go back to that thing where I like don't have my notifications on until at least like 8 a.m.
Do not disturb.
Yeah.
It's golden.
But yeah, I mean, there's a couple more answers, but like we'll cut it here because we've been ranting on a lot. But yeah, anyways, that was our episode for the day. I know that a lot of other people feel this way. Like I know for a fact a lot of other people feel
no,
this
people
way.
wouldn't have responded. Like a lot of people
We got
actually
a lot of
responded,
responses.
and like it's not something to be ashamed of. Like you're not lazy because like you're in a
Listen.
rut. You're not lazy because you don't wake up at fucking 4. Like just
Have a good cry in the fucking shower in your car. I do it in my car all the time. People driving past me are probably like, "What the fuck is wrong with this girl?"
I put on
crying?"
like sad music on purpose and just start crying.
Yeah,
Like, I
just
make
get out
myself
a
cry.
good cry.
And then it just stops. I'm like, "Hey, fuck, that was embarrassing."
Yeah, I always feel like people are watching me as I'm driving and tears are strolling down my face, and then I feel like I'm in a Taylor Swift music video also, kind of, you know.
Yeah.
Anyways,
All right,
okay. Bye.